everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today we're bringing the Menace of Whitney's Gym rolling out into Generation 1. Today we're going to see if I can beat the game Pokemon FireRed with a single Miltank. A friend that recently stumbled across my videos and joined the Discord asked for this particular run due to the fact that we use Tauros. At some point, I plan to do a Heart Gold run with both Miltank and Tauros to see how they compare when they're together. But for the purposes of this particular run, let's take a look at Miltank. Miltank has a decent defense, speed, and HP pool, but the special attack isn't that great, much like Tauros. It has a wide access to move, both physical and special, and this is where I wanted to ask a quick question. For the first time ever, I kept resetting, just trying to get Miltank with a scrappy nature as a way to deal with Agatha a little bit easier, but unfortunately I got nowhere. How difficult is it to get the other nature? Is it a legit 50-50 and I just had bad luck numerous times? At the end of the day, we ended up getting a Miltank with an adamant nature, which given the fact that it has the better attack stat, this is probably going to be the best nature for us. We have the thick fat ability, meaning we take less from hot and cold damage, but we do give the rival, who we name Wendy's because they're always looking for that beef, Charmander. This way we can see which of the two will perform better against that particular mon. With the opening lab battle, we open with Tackle, taking about a third of its health, and it uses Growl. Another Tackle takes it below half, and it uses Scratch, and then 2 tackles later, the job is done, and we're able to move on. As we move through the beginning game, I think overall Miltank will have an easier time than Tauros. Just looking at the moveset, I can see the boring but ultimately winnable strats in Miltank, Double Team, Toxic, and Return. Then there's a lot of options that let us play with movesets. Milk Drink and Return, I can almost guarantee will be on the list, given that allows us to play with our Bulk and our Stab. Special type attack bonus for those who don't know. Anyway, we go through the forest and then back to the rival. Wendy sends out Kentucky Fried Pidgey, and we tackle it to half as it uses Sand Attack. We then miss the next attack, getting a soft tackle in return before taking it out. Next up is Long John Charmanders, and it scratches us, and we take it to almost half. Scratch isn't doing much, which is good since we miss our next turn, but we can take it to red and then take it out. Now, given the fact that Brock can be a literal brick wall, we do take the opportunity to level up to 13 and get Stomp. Brock starts with Geodude, and we open up with Stomp, and after seeing how little damage we do, we begin building up with Defense Curls. The Geodude swaps back and forth, spending time with both attacking and also doing Defense Curls, and after we finish, we go on the offensive, and we're both trading attacks. By the time it goes down, we're at 25 HP, and with Onix, it's essentially the same process as we trade attacks back and forth. It does whittle us all the way down to 5 HP, but we manage to eke out a victory and move on. As we move through the route ahead with our new kicks, it's at this time I'd like to say, if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're actually almost a week ahead on videos for the first time in about 2 years, and that's a weird feeling. I'll be recording this a full week before it actually drops, which is an amazing thing to say. I've still got plenty of content planned, and I think I'll be editing more on stream to make sure that we get videos up on time. But hey, if you want to hang out outside of stream, make sure to check out the Discord, link will be below, along with things like Twitch, and if you want to support me outside of YouTube and get a cool little mention in videos like right now, make sure to go ahead and support the Patreon, or just do the free version, that's cool too. Back to the run. We have a couple choices ahead of us where we can either fight Misty or go fight the rival. Given the fact that we have neutral-based moves, we go to fight Misty. We learn Mega Punch on the way, and Mega Punch will take it down in one shot, and we learn Milk Drink upon the level up. Water Pulse does a good chunk of damage, but so does Mega Punch. Water Pulse takes us down to 23 HP, and we take it to red. Knowing she'll heal, we do the same thing with Milk Drink. From there, it's a bit of trading attacks back and forth as both of us do our best attacks, and thankfully, we don't get punished by a crit. We get taken down to 10 HP, and just when I think we're going down, Starmie just uses Swift that leaves us with 1 HP, so we can just take it out with Stomp. Alright, let's take a look at the fight against the rival. Pidgeotto's up first, so we can take it to red with Mega Punch as it uses Sand Attack, so we swap to Stomp to take it down and level up. Rattata goes down to a single stomp. Charmander is up and we use Stomp again and get a critical hit to take it out. Last is Abra and we can use Mega Punch to take it out in one shot. With both those fights out of the way, we travel to the route above us to knock out the Bill quote-unquote side quest that's actually a mandatory quest. After that, it's a trip to the ship and we gather a few items that we need to, and then after that, it's time to face the rival again. Pidgeotto's first and we use Mega Punch to take it down in one shot. Next up is Raticate and we use Mega Punch again and that takes it out. Kadabra comes out and we swap to Stomp and get a critical hit to take it out. Last is Charmeleon, and we Stomp again, taking it to yellow as it uses Smokescreen, but we still connect and take it out. After taking out the trainers and dealing with the trash can puzzle, it's time to fight Surge. Voltorb is up first, and we take it out in one Stomp. Next is Pikachu, and we use Stomp again, taking it out, but getting paralyzed from beyond the grave. Last up is Raichu, who begins using Double Team, and we can hit it with Stomp to take it to yellow. It does take a few turns between paralysis, but we do manage to take him down for a second try victory. First try was just an issue due to awful paralysis luck on my end of things. With that done and over with, we travel through the Dark Cave. Now, we absolutely get the upgrade to Return because it's better than Stomp. Eventually, even with a good speed stat, we're probably going to be outsped by a lot of mons as we get through the game. Milk Drink will keep us healthy, and Return has good damage output. Time to test out the Giovanni fight, and Onyx goes down to one shot with Water Pulse, and so does Rhyhorn. After that, Kangaskhan is a 3-shot with Return, and we only take some damage in return, and that's that. So with that, we decide to go ahead and fight Erica. Well, let's see how that fight goes. Erica sends out Victory Bell first, and Return takes it to red as it uses Stun Spore and thankfully misses. Erica heals up, and we repeat the process to take it down. Tangela goes to red and only uses Ingrain as we take it out. With Vileplume, we take it to red, and it's healing up pretty good with Giga Drain. Due to a few paralysis turns, we get taken all the way down to 8 HP before we can take it out. 4 badges down, and I think so far Miltank is actually performing better than what Tauros did, but there's still a lot of game to go. Heading back to the tower, and I'm racking my brain trying to think of anything I haven't told you yet, but I also try to save that for the outro. So again, go ahead and check me out on Twitch. We do editing streams if you ever want to see how I do editing. We actually just did a world-building D&D stream that was a lot of fun. But hey, we're back at the tower. Let's go ahead and see how the rival fight goes. The rival opens up with Pidgeotto, and we use Return to take it out in one shot. Gyarados lowers our attack, so we only take it to yellow as it thrashes, but it does go down next turn. The scrambled eggs from Denny's are next, and they go down in 2 returns as well after missing a Hypnosis. Kadabra goes down to a single return, and then last is Charmeleon, who gets hard with Return, only using Ember before going down. With that, we have a lot of game ahead of us, and that's it, finishing up the tower, making our way to Fuchsia, and then of course going to the Safari Zone. Despite our bulk, I can see Koga being a bit of a problem, given the fact that how quickly Toxic can ramp up. I can see us taking multiple attempts, but we gotta get there first, and also get through the other trainers. When we get to Koga, Coughing is first, so we can take it to red with Return as it misses Toxic, and then Koga heals and we take it back to red. After that, we can take it out. Next up is Muck, and we can take it to about half as it uses Minimize, and another Return takes it down. The next Coughing gets taken to red, and we do get hit with Toxic. It takes a turn, but we do take it down. When Wheezing comes out, it hits us with Smokescreen, but unfortunately, we miss the third attack that would take him out, and Toxic plus his attack deals the final blow. It takes 3 or 4 attempts, and the beginning of the battle basically goes the same. The biggest difference is this time around, Coughing chooses to attack rather than use Toxic, and since it doesn't poison us, we're still pretty healthy when Wheezing comes out. The Wheezing does end up poisoning us, but this time Smokescreen doesn't cost us the battle, and we can take it down, which wins us the battle. With Koga taken down, we can head to Saffron City, and we want to try our hand at Silphco. I don't think we'll have to skip over to Blaine, and worst case scenarios, there's plenty of trainers here that we can level up on, but we do get the card, access to the bed inside, and then go to the 7th floor to see how we do against the rival. By now, the rival has a mostly evolved team, and sends out Pidgeot first. Pidgeot uses Feather Dance, unfortunately, which makes it a 3-shot, and we do get the option to learn Body Slam. We take that and put it over to Fence Curl. The reason being is that with this, if we know that it's going to take multiple turns to take something out anyway, I'd like the opportunity to be able to possibly paralyze it. Then, next up is Gyarados, and we use Body Slam, and we trade attacks back and forth, getting taken all the way to 8 HP. The good news is, we still outspeed Charizard, and it spends a few turns healing up before using Flamethrower. After that, it spends its time wrecking our accuracy. Water Pulse doesn't do much, so we spend a few turns missing before landing a critical hit to take it out. The battle with Execute is interesting since we both miss our first turn, and we do end up paralyzing it with Body Slam, but it paralyzes us with Stun Spore. Missing and Paralysis takes us a long time, but we do manage to take it out. Milk Drank being used whenever we need to stay somewhat healthy. After that, Alakazam just uses Calm Mind and Future Sight, alternating between the two, so even with our misses, we take it out into attacks that connect, and that wins us the battle. That was a long one, and I'm really surprised we won with 6 smoke screens. On to Giovanni. Giovanni first sends out Nidorino, and we open with Return, taking it to red as we get hit with Horn Attack, then take it out. With Nidoqueen, it goes down to 2 returns. Kangaskhan hits a Fake Out, then goes down to a couple returns, and then the Rhyhorn goes down to a single Water Pulse, leaving us with the victory. Because I completely forget about a certain gym leader, we head to Cinnabar and go to fight Blaine. With Growlithe, we can take it down in one shot, even with the Intimidation drop. The Ponyta goes to red, and Blaine spends a few turns healing up, but we do take it out. Rapidash is up, and it goes to yellow, hitting us with Fire Blast before going down. With Arcanine, it hits with Fire Blast, and we begin using Milk Drink, having more PP of it than he does Fire Blast. Eventually, he misses, and we can go on the offensive again, whittling it down with Body Slam and paralyzing it. Blaine then spends a turn healing the paralysis, and after that, goes down to win the badge. And I totally remember here that I didn't fight Sabrina and absolutely go back to Saffron City and not get really confused outside of the Viridian City gym. Totally. Sabrina is a one-shot sweep given the fact that we're over-leveled, so there isn't really much to cover there. Will the final battle with Giovanni be the same? Not quite. Rhyhorn goes down to Water Pulse, and Nidoqueen goes below half with Return, hits with Earthquake, and then goes down, but we get Poison on our way out. With Nidoking, we trade returns, and healing back and forth between the Poison damage and the Earthquake, we finally take it down. After that, the Dugtrio is a one-shot to Return, and the Rhyhorn is a one-shot to Water Pulse to win the battle. With that, we have one more battle before we go to the Elite Four and likely get annihilated by Lorelei. Pidgeot is first and goes down without too much of a problem, meaning no sand attacks or feather dances. After that, Rhyhorn is a one-shot to Water Pulse. When Execute comes out, we take it to yellow as it uses Stun Spore. It begins charging up for Solar Beam and thankfully goes down before we get blasted. After that, Alakazam uses Calm Mind rather than attacking, so it goes down to a single return. Gyarados we hit with Return and it uses Leer. We attack again and it sets up Rain Dance, and it does hit us with a pretty decent Hydro Pump before going down. Last up is Charizard, and we go to Milk Drink, but it attacks with Wing Attack and we go down. Take 2. And because we didn't save before Giovanni, we take the chance to level up once or twice on the trainers inside the gym to go ahead and give us a little extra oomph. Pidgeot is a 2-shot, only hitting Wing Attack before it goes down. Next up is Rhyhorn, and that's most likely always going to be a 1-shot. With Execute, we take it to red, and it misses its attack, so we can take it down and avoid getting any type of status effect placed on us. Because of that, we actually outspeed the Alakazam and take it down with Return. With Gyarados, it goes to not quite half, then hits with Hydro Pump before going down, but the rain is still active, so between that and Thick Fat, Charizard's fire attacks shouldn't do too much. We hit with Return, and it uses Scary Face. After that, it uses Flamethrower, and as we hit it, we actually end up paralyzing it. Because of the paralysis, we can outspeed it the next turn, and hit it with Return to take it down and barely pull off a victory. That was definitely a very lucky battle. Next up is the journey through Victory Road, but we're not quite done here. While I normally don't go over this because it can be boring, we do make sure to buy any vitamins we can. Money is pretty easy to come by in this particular game, so I grab a few vitamins on stats we haven't quite maxed, mostly attack and special defense, and then grab various TMs before we go through Victory Road. We do spend the time leveling up on a few trainers, mostly because I'm not 100% sure how the battles will go or who will give us the most problems. If I had to guess, Bruno and Agatha will likely be the hardest given the typing, resistances, and general movesets, but Take any guesses you want now, and let's get started with Lorelei. Dugong is first and opens up with Surf as we hit it with Iron Tail, and the second Iron Tail lowers its defense as it uses Safeguard and then goes down to return. With Cloister, it wastes a lot of time between protecting and dives, so we take the dives, heal while it's under, and make Lorelei waste a full restore before eventually taking it down. Slowbro's up and Iron Tail does pitiful damage as we swap to return. We have to spend a few turns healing before we can finally swap back to attacking and take it down. With Lapras, Iron Tail is lucky enough to get the defense drop, but we get whittled all the way down to 1 HP with Ice Beams, and we spend some time with Milk Drink to heal up as we get Confuse Raid. We swap back to return and manage to take the Lapras out. We hit ourselves once, get put to sleep, wake up quick as Lorelei heals her Jinx, and then nail it with a critical hit to take it down and win the battle. On to Bruno. Bruno starts with Onyx and Iron Tail knocks it out in one shot. Hitmonchan goes to yellow and it hits return before going down. Hitmonlee hits with Brick Break and we take it to red and Bruno's forced to heal, but unfortunately we get taken down after that. Now I'll be honest, the only reason that we get past the Hitmonlee is due to the fact that it missed Sky Uppercut. In the footage here, I'm going to just show you where Hitmonchan can absolutely wreck us with its attacks. We go through a long line of attempts and we do end up having to level up along the way. At level 65, we can take Onyx down with 2 Iron Tails and a return, only getting hit once in return. Hitmonchan goes to red, but doesn't hit us with Sky Uppercut and ends up going down. After that, Hitmonlee goes down to a single return. Machamp goes to yellow and uses Scary Face and hits us hard with Cross Chop, but we can take it down. Last is Onyx, and we're getting hit pretty hard with Earthquake, and we thankfully lower to the fence, finally able to finish it off with return, only having 11 HP remaining. Never a good feeling when you have to level up against Bruno, but with fast fighting types, it's kind of expected. Let's see how it goes with Agatha. Gengar's first, and 2 Iron Tails take it out. Granted, we smack ourselves and miss about 4 attacks, but it's fine. Golbat is up, and we take the red as it hits Air Cutter, then Agatha heals, and we can take it out in 2 more attacks. Arbok goes below half, hits with Sludge Bomb, but due to no poison, we can then take it out next attack. When Gengar comes out, we hit it with Iron Tail and get put to sleep. We get taken all the way down to 11 HP and even put into a Nightmare before waking up and taking it out. Last but not least is Haunter, who goes below half, misses its attack, and we connect to take it down to win the battle with 14 HP. Lance time. Lance starts with Gyarados, and return isn't quite taking it to half, so we do a couple body slams, and as Aerodactyl comes out, we heal up. Thankfully, it doesn't get any type of Omni Boost, and despite HM Power doing decent damage, and surprisingly enough, Hyper Beam doing pitiful damage, we can take it down. Next up is Dragonite, and we swap between Ice Beam and Milk Drink as it locks itself in Outrage, and thankfully no crits. Then the big dumb goober smacks itself in the face to get us an easy knockout before Lance has a chance to heal it. With the first Dragonair, we do the same thing, swapping between Milk Drink and Ice Beam before it goes down. And then the last Dragonair and his final Pokemon, we just repeat the process and take it down for the win. I love cheesy strats. Now, with the final rival fight, it takes about 10 attempts because of Sand Attack and Feather Dance, mostly Sand Attack. With this particular battle, it's not about levels or bulk, it's just about how kind the RNG is at this point. Pidgeot goes to below half and thankfully uses Wing Attack so we can then take it out without any type of debuffs hurting us. Alakazam is thankfully kind enough to go down in a single return. With Exeggutor, it's looking to be about a 3-shot, even with it using Giga Drain, and it misses Sleep Powder, then the champion heals. After that, 2 more returns are able to take it out. We swap over to Earthquake with the Rhydon and take it down with 2 hits, only getting Scary Faced. With Gyarados, we end up body slamming it and paralyzing it, let us play around with the healing in between hard hits, and eventually take it down in return. Charizard is horrifying because we're running out of Milk Drinks and it's hitting hard with Fire Blast as we whittle it down. It gets us all the way down to 1 HP, but we manage to hang on, heal up, and as the rival heals up, we whittle it down once more using our last Milk Drink, and then swapping to return to take it out and win the battle and the run. That was a bit scarier than I thought it was going to be, especially for the final Elite Four battle, but overall, I really enjoyed this run. I think that Miltank did a little bit better with the run, but that was likely due to Thick Fat. It made leaders like Blaine and battles like Lorelei far easier than what Tauros had. Overall, I hope that you enjoyed this run. I'm not entirely sure what I'll be doing next week, especially because I was bragging earlier about how I was ahead, but now I'm behind because that's how things work. But I think it'll be time to do a legendary trio again, but I am considering doing Emerald with the Reggies perhaps, but we'll see what happens. Either way, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.